I'm gonna repeat that. People who are dreamers are not yet doers. You cannot do both at the same time. You have to be either dreaming or doing. You can't do and dream because if you're doing, you need to be focused on what you're doing so it could be the best of what you can make it. Dreamer or doer.
I've been wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through. I need you about that bottle. Facing highs, ducking lows, on my toes, never on my pivot. I know I'm tripping, the way I'm living is something missing, but I can't get it. I've been wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through. I need you about that bottle, that bottle. Nigga, ain't nothing changed but the range. Nowadays, just to cope, I need to.
Yo, what's up? This your man, Rudy Winslow. Welcome to another episode of 30 Black and Nerdy. This is episode 9. And I got a question for you. Are you a doer or a dreamer? No, right? That's the one thing I was when I was thinking about the topic of this episode, the thing that came to mind was doers and dreamers. Dreamers and doers. Can they be the same thing? Are they the same thing? So do they come at different periods of your life? So I think of two anime characters to be exact. We got Luffy and we got Naruto. Naruto main slogan is believe it. Believe it, right? That's his thing. Believe it when he was a kid. Luffy's I'm gonna be the Pirate King. Naruto, I would say Naruto ideology was more of a dreamers and Luffy's was more of a doers. Like he might not have had like the plan mapped out, but he knew that he had to do it. It had to get done, so he jumped in it. And I think that's something that plan so much and we think about things so much that we just forget that we just actually have to go. We actually have to do it. Naruto spent a long time dreaming. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. He was a doer as well. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Naruto was a doer as well. He was a dreamer. But he also was a doer. But Luffy out the gate was about let's do this. Let's get this money. Like I'm about to be the Pirate King. And he trained. He knew he had to train. But at the same time, I just feel like it was more action with Luffy versus Naruto. Granted, Naruto had more of an isolated upbringing than Luffy. He had more of a upbringing that depicted him as a nuisance, a potential bad guy, a bad guy. Just people didn't want to mess with him. And Luffy was more so in the cut. He got raised by bandits, So he did have a social system that supported him and loved ones that supported him in Ace and I forget, why am I blanking on Sabo, Ace and Sabo. He did have a support and his granddad. So Naruto had the third Hokage who stopped by once a month to drop off milk, and noodles. So it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough on Naruto. But I just really think that we ought to look at those two situations and figure out where do we want to be. What do we need to be in our life? So I feel like someone needs to be a dreamer if they don't, if they never, if they never sleep, right? And I say that to say like if you haven't took the time out to figure out what you like or what you want to do, you're gonna have so many. You're gonna feel incomplete. You're gonna feel incomplete. And to find out what your dream is I would say look back at your life. Look back. Make sure this mic picking me up. Look back when you were a kid and think about the things that you like to do when you were a kid. I always, anytime I do podcasts like this, I always talk about like, do you like to draw? Do you like to do this? Do you like to do that? Do you like I think about all of those things, and rightfully so, because that's when you were at your purest. Everything you saw, you just saw it like, man, this is dope. I want to do this. Like, if you saw something and and you liked it, you didn't have any insecurities about it. It was just like, I'm about to try it. I'm about to do it. Most of the time when we were kids. What was the thing that happened that gave us that initial insecurity? For Naruto, it was him not having a family or a social or anybody that's like him. That's what gave him those insecurities, which made him not be able to go forward. You know, he wasn't able to mentally. He just wasn't there. He couldn't train how he needed to train. It wasn't until he met Aruka Sensei and he had that one person that he could fight for, that believed in him. Then he started to become a doer. Now Luffy, out the gate, he had his grandpa. Out the gate, he had not only his grandpa, he had Shanks. So he already knew, I want to be that. He looked at Shanks like, I want to be that. So we can take those pieces out of those animes and apply them to our life. How can we be a doer? Step one, plan. Don't take too much time planning. Plan it in one sitting. It could be just the initial step to whatever process you need to start. So let's say you want to become, you want your overall goal is to sell your art online. Your planning shouldn't take long. Your planning should probably take, uh, let's plan it for 15 minutes. And this is just something to get reps up. You got to do stuff to get reps up. It's not going to be your best work. Don't think it's going to be your best work. It's going to be trash. But you plan it for 15 minutes and you figure out what you want to draw, what you want to design, what you want to make. That's what we're doing. Once you plan it for 15 minutes, you got yourself 15 minutes to plan it. Then you go into action while drawing it, drawing a sketch, drawing a light sketch of it. After you draw a light sketch of it, then you it. It's a three-step process. Plan, draw, post. And it's gonna be trash the first time. You're not gonna like it as much as you. It's not gonna hit how you want it to hit, most likely. But if it does, cool. But if it don't, we expected that. We just trying to get our reps up. We gotta get the shots. You gotta go. You gotta go to the gym before you pop, because a lot of pastors say, if God just give you something and you're not ready for it, what you gonna do? You gonna fumble the bag. So that's the thing. It's okay to be a dreamer if you're in the dreaming phase right now. Don't stay there too long. Please do not be a dreamer too long. The people who are dreamers are people who are dreamers are people who haven't began to do yet. Sometimes. It depends on how far you're stuck in there. I'm gonna repeat that. People who are dreamers are not yet doers. You cannot do both at the same time. You have to be either dreaming or doing. You can't do and dream, because if you're doing, you need to be focused on what you're doing so it could be the best of what you can make it. Dreamer or doer? Who are you in this season? Which one are you? So much, man. So much. I think about that quite a bit, actually. Like, think about me being a dreamer. Anytime that I was a dreamer, I'm a dreamer now. But anytime I stayed in dreaming phase, my dream phase too long, were times where I felt insecure. Those were times where I felt insecure. I was second guessing myself, second guessing posting content, second guessing doing any stuff like this, because it's always gonna be like, man, my stuff not ready, my background not hidden, my camera's not hidden, my lighting not hidden, like ain't nothing really hidden like I needed to hit. And once I figured out, bro, it don't matter. I mean, it do matter. It does matter. Lighting and presentation matters a lot. Quality. I want to make sure I'm giving quality work. And people been telling me that I've been giving quality work. So shout out to the hospitals. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all. I've been getting better at presenting quality work. But you just can't start off with quality work. You have to just do it first, and then get better as you go when you get your reps in the gym. And when I was like, I've always wanted to do like YouTube stuff and film and things of that nature, but I've always second guessed because I always like thought to myself like, ain't nobody gonna mess with this, right? Like I always thought like, ain't nobody gonna mess with this, so I might as well just like copy off everybody else and post they type of content. But no, I'm posting my own content. I'm gonna think of stuff, think of an idea, and then put it out there. And if somebody bite, they bite. And if they don't, they don't. Worst case scenario, I suck for one episode and I do another episode. I do another episode. I'm gonna get to episode 20 and then be like, yo, I got 20 episodes of a podcast. And I just think that's the process. One thing when I listen to like Kobe, like the Kobe highlights and stuff, but when I was listening to the Kobe highlights, he emphasized. I was looking at some Kobe highlights in which I was listening to what he was saying, and he emphasized that you have to enjoy the process, like this process right here, before it pop or anything. If I say something that go viral, if I say something that hit, I gotta enjoy this process. I have to look at this process like, yo, this is it. Like you grind. This the grind period. This the fun stuff. And then once you hit, it's gonna be like, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like low key work. Cause right now I'm making content that I like. I'm always gonna try to make content that I like. I like to motivate people. I like to use positive psychology, positive motivation. It's this famous sports psychologist. His name Michael Gervais, I believe. He got a book about on mindfulness, and it talks about like being in the present, being in the moment, and like the mindset of like, of athletes and things that nature. Because I'm an athlete. I'm an athlete in the heart, through and through. I be blue, Coke, and C-Town. I bleed blue, baby. Mindfulness is being in the moment. It's being present. It's being authentically you, and being authentically aware of everything that's moving and everything that's going on, all the moving pieces, and breathing and being okay in that, being present. And I noticed that I was practicing mindfulness. at a young age. Didn't even know it. It's so much stuff that I was doing as coping skills in psychology, but didn't know it. Like I was practicing mindfulness at a young age. Like I remember practicing mindfulness because we was working out outside on the football team. I was probably in 8th grade, and it was raining and and cold, and I just be remember like, yo, you are in this moment right now, right now, Rudy. You are in this moment right now for 30 more seconds because you're doing a plank or what leg kick or whatever you're doing in the rain. You only gonna have to feel this pain for 30. You only gotta feel this seconds for 20. You only gotta feel this pain for 15. You only gotta feel this pain for 10. You only gotta feel this pain for 5 more seconds. And then you done. You cold right now. So try not to focus on your cold. Try to focus on your legs burning. Try to focus on the fact that your legs burn. Try to focus on the fact that your jersey is like trying to be present and mindful and trick my mind into into concentrating on other things so I can so I can last and persevere through the training. So I was doing like mindfulness, and we all was doing like if you played a sport in high school or middle school, there's some psychology in that. There's a there's a lot of mentality building and and mind building in that, and you never know. You never know. It was a quote. It's a quote by a famous psychologist, and I'm gonna sum it up because I don't remember the exact quote. It must have caught me. I don't remember the exact quote, but the quote said, like something like a wise person learns how to learn to change. So you have to learn how to learn to change. You could learn how to learn, like you basically just learning how to receive information and use it. But you have to learn how to receive information to change yourself. You have to learn how to receive information and to use information to change something that you want to change about yourself. It's okay to regurgitate information. I can tell you uh I can tell you all day long that cognitive behavior therapy is to help you to help people um, develop coping skills or figure out a way to deal with unhealthy thoughts or unhealthy thoughts or unhealthy behaviors through training, cognitive training and stuff like that, or developing different coping skills. I can tell you that, like from the book, but applying it for change, applying it for change is something different. I was reading a book, the Emmanuel Acho book is called Irrational, and y'all see the braids. I'm really just trying to show off the braids for real. Like I'm trying to low key hit y'all with the hit y'all with the, but nah, Emmanuel Acho is called Irrational, and he talks about being irrational, not living in inside that same box that safe box. It's not listen. Don't go off the fly off the hinges and do nothing crazy, but it's okay to take risks. Be irrational sometimes. You don't always have to be rational. You don't always have to be logical. That was my issue. I fell into the logic hole. I thought as long as I was logically right and logically sound, that I'm gonna be good. That as long as I'm logically right, blah 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 blah. You can be logically right and alone. You can be logically alone. As long as you're logically blah 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 blah, you ain't speaking to nobody's heart. not speaking to nobody's heart. So when I was being super logical, I wasn't speaking to nobody's heart. But when I shut up and started listening, I was able to listen to someone's heart. And then that opened up a whole different realm of communication for me. Cause now I'm not just trying to be right. Now I'm trying to help our relationship. I kind of went off on a tangent a little bit, but but thinking irrational, it helps you get outside of that logical way of thinking. Because sometimes we need illogical ways of thinking because it helps us get to somewhere we never been before. It helps us change our thinking process. It helps us change our thought process once we start thinking a little bit illogical. You know what I'm saying? Because if we are so stuck in that box, we're gonna get the same results that we saw the people that were stuck in that same box get. And I'm fired up tonight, man. Hey, y'all like my shirt, man? Breathe. It's a breathe, black man, breathe. Breathe, black man, breathe, baby. I know sometimes we living in this world and this society that it don't feel like we can never take a breath. We always moving. I feel like as black men, we always in survival mode. And we always move. We always running. We always gotta do something. We gotta fix something. We gotta stay in guard. We don't get to breathe. So breathe, black man, breathe. You want one of these shirts? Link is in the bio. Holla at your man. All right, yo. This your boy Rudy Winslow. This is 30 Black and Nerdy, episode 9. Peace.
I've been wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through, I need you about that bottle. Facing highs, ducking lows, on my toes, never on my pivot. I know I'm tripping, the way I'm living is something missing, but I can't get it. I've been wishing on dreams instead of problem. Genie, come through, I need you about that bottle, that bottle. Nigga, ain't nothing changed but the range. Nowadays, it's a cope, I need a